Seth Rollins went and did the thing that we all expected him to do, which sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. He is your brand new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So I love this. Now, you can get mad at me. People have been yelling at me on the internet all morning, which I find quite fun. I clearly have a problem. I just like the fact you care so much. I really do. I love how emotionally connected you are to professional wrestling. It's a shame that you would wish death on another person for opinions, but you do you. Now, listen, you can break this down until the cows come home. Why did CM Punk stay in the ring? Why didn't he run away? Why did Seth Rollins need to do this? In the sense, Gunther would have whooped CM Punk half to death anyway when we got to the show. But it's mind games, right? That one I think you can clear up pretty quickly. Seth Rollins thought, I'll get in everybody's head and nobody will expect this and I'll catch CM Punk unawares. And I just think if you're going to break wrestling down to that kind of a level, you ruin the whole thing. Why, when you Irish whip somebody, does the other person keep running? Why, when two people do a promo segment, do they get trapped in the ring when the other person runs away? Why sometimes do we have backstage segments when the evil villains reveal their plan, even though there's a camera right there? It's wrestling. It's predetermined. It's a drama. It's a soap opera. You have to let there be some leeway. Otherwise, we can't have fun with this. And I would also hazard a guess that you would have seen this on WWE before, so stop watching WWE, because they're full on sports entertainment. That's why they pretended to injure someone so he could come back at the big pay-per-view and go, ha ha, I tricked you all, when he didn't actually trick anyone. But he cashes in on CM Punk, who had just become the world champion. If you're a CM Punk fan, I've seen the outpouring of emotion, how much this meant to you, and now we carry on, and that feud doesn't stop. Some people think the feud's been going on too long. I'm now massively intrigued to see what WWE does do on Raw, so they must have done something right. And before that, we had an ass whooping for old CM Punk. He got beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten. But I do like that Gunther has become a supervillain in many ways. He has a vulnerability, which is arrogance, I suppose, or being too cocky or thinking nobody can get to him. So when they do, Jey Uso with the choke and he wasn't able to breathe, so he taps out, or here taking a tumble off Alan the announce table and bleeding everywhere, he just capitulates at a person. I thought Wade Barrett did a tremendous job selling that. Wade Barrett did another tremendous job throughout this evening. He had such a good line. I think it was CM Punk when he just won and then lost, obviously. And it was something like CM Punk just clowned Mount Everest, but he wasn't even able to take a selfie. It's like, damn it, Wade, you sell that moment. But I enjoyed all of this. Now, there is a rumor, and again, let's all take rumors with pinches of salt after this, that Gunther may need to go away for a while because he has a nose injury. I hope he's okay. But when he comes back, he needs to be inserted into this. It's the only kind of asterisk here, because CM Punk can claim, I beat you 1, 2, 3 quite clean in the middle of the ring, which is not a problem, right? Gunther is the mega bad guy, and CM Punk is the mega good guy. We fell out about this with Jey Uso at WrestleMania. Let's not do it again. We're just going to have to agree to disagree. But to me, wrestling should be a fairy tale, and the good guys should do this. But I just think Gunther being the outlier with Seth Rollins and CM Punk, with that championship being in the mix too, could be super interesting. I will agree with you that I thought the match was too long. I don't think CM Punk needed to be whooped for that amount of time. And I actually think shaving 5 minutes off would have sort of kept the energy up a little bit, meaning Seth's cash-in would have been even better. But it was pretty damn good. I do believe Seth Rollins is now cashing 7 times or something like that. He really is Mr. Money in the Bank, but he comes out after CM Punk had won with 2 GTSs. And we made sure it wasn't too soon either, like CM Punk got to celebrate. Also, CM Punk's reign was less than Drew McIntyre's. I thought that was really, really smart. But he comes out on crutches, and then I said this on What Culture Ups and Downs. Check that out too. Just click the thing somewhere and subscribe to both of us. And please go to my patreon.com/Simon316 and sign up for there. If you have a few dollars, we are doing a bunch of watch-alongs now. We did my Progress Wrestling match from the other day, and you can watch all of them on Demand Progress Plus. I'm just plugging everything, excuse me. And then we did Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio from Halloween Havoc 97 yesterday. We had a good time. I enjoyed it. Anyway, that's not the point here. But it was like a proper WWE moment, right? They would have planned this out to the nth degree, because in real life, Seth Rollins is a sociopath, or maybe even a psychopath. He comes out on fake crutches, throws them down, takes off his ridiculously over-the-top knee brace. He's cured. He's fine. He's healthy. CM Punk is totally screwed. Can't go anywhere. He gets totally murked with the briefcase. Curb stomp, 1, 2, 3, and Seth Rollins is your champion. The whole Seth Rollins group, whatever we're calling them, the Goobers, come down, and everybody's like, ha, 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 we did the plan, even though the plan makes absolutely no sense. I just had a good time, and I enjoyed it. And I think Seth Rollins cashing in his briefcase at a hot WrestleMania, as we've always talked about, especially the 2-night one, where WWE is trying to make sure, I think, on both nights you walk away going, wow. And they're going to do something massive with John Cena and Cody Rhodes too. Now starting to get worried that Travis Scott is going to help Cody Rhodes later on. But let's hope I'm just being a nerd, which I most definitely am. But it was a great finish to a great match. And if Gunther does have to go away, maybe that does protect him a little bit. Again, I'd always rather people were healthy. But I like everything we're doing with Seth Punk versus CM Rollins. which actually came out. I didn't even do that intentionally. I must need sleep. I just think if you are going to have these people intertwined for the rest of their careers, let's get in those weeds. Let's get nitty gritty. You've got to be excited for the promo Punk is going to cut after this. So even if you're a CM Punk hater, you must know he's great on the microphone. Maybe one of the best. We can argue that. But I just thought it ticked everything that we needed to do. Don't care that it leaked beforehand. Don't care that some people knew. Again, not everybody knows. Got into a silly, not like a spat, because I always try and be nice and respectful on the internet. But someone was like, oh, we all knew this anyway. No, we didn't. We, the nerds, knew. There'll be Joe out there, and Joe just watches the television. He would have no idea. He doesn't even care about that. He goes, lives a real life. He's not like us that dives into this stuff all the time. And I bet he enjoyed it. The fact, he's like, oh my gosh, never saw it coming. And yes, you can pick holes in it, but you can pick holes in a lot of wrestling storylines. I just thought it was really well executed. And the way that CM Punk sold it on his face, the way that Seth Rollins sold it on his face, he feels like the worst person in the world. CM Punk feels genuinely hard done by, and that's what you want from your babyface, because you can be sympathetic towards him. I think WWE made the right call, and more power to them for not pivoting, because old WWE, when plans used to leak, especially one like this, where they essentially worked us and other WWE employees at Saturday Night's Main Event, or so I presume, to stop it getting out, that as soon as it would be out there, they go, we'll change the plans and we'll do something else. No, stick to your plan. The plan worked. It was great. Everybody was talking about it. Even the people that hated it wanted to scream that they hated it. Sometimes noise is what this thing is all about. I just enjoyed it. It was a good main event. Again, I would have chopped some time off of it, but what do I know? Absolutely nothing. But then the angle at the end was exactly what it needed to do. Bit worried about Bron Breakker. He was limping. We can't trust anything now. But he limped out of his match, the tag team match, which opened the show. And here his leg was bandaged quite heavily. But we'll wait and see. I don't want to cast aspersions. But that opening tag match was fantastic too. I'll be honest with you. There was a part of me that was like, oh, it's okay, I guess, for a pay-per-view match. But if it was more like a television match, man, they went out there and worked their ass off. Like, honestly, Roman Reigns did this dive. Well, I thought he was going to end up in a different universe. I don't even think it was Bron Breakker's and Bronson Reed's fault they didn't catch him. Because he went so far. You saw in Bronson Reed's face, he was like, I was not expecting that. Bronson Reed then tried to outdo him by doing this death dive where he was crashed into Alan the announce table. Bronson Reed is on fire right now too. He stole Roman Reigns' sneakers a couple of weeks ago, and now he wears them and calls them the Shula Fowler. And Bron Breakker at one point had, I think it was Jey Uso in a chokehold. He was singing at Roman Reigns how bad he was. Now that Seth Rollins is back, we cannot hide these two in the background anymore. Looking back, I should have been a bit more loud about that. Huge mistake. Bron Breakker needs to continue to be insane. Bronson Reed needs to continue to be a troll. They were so entertaining here, to the point when they lost, I was a bit annoyed. I was like, well, I thought that was going to happen. And you still managed to achieve that. I also love the fact that Roman Reigns took a bullet for Jey Uso. He took that Bron Breakker spear, finally doing something for his cousin. And Jey Uso won the match. Super kick on whoever it was, and then a big old dive on to Bronson Reed. Took the pin here. I mean, it was always going to be Bronson Reed. We talked about it in our predictions. But, you know, everyone was telling me that Jey Uso, he's no longer a star and WWE doesn't like him. He just won a pretty damn big tag team match. I have no idea where we go from here, because I have to presume that Roman Reigns is going to be mad at Seth Rollins, and it is Seth Rollins' group. I mean, you don't want to go back to Roman versus Seth versus Punk. I don't know, but I'm intrigued by it, which is good. And Jey Uso also surely has to be involved too. But it was just, I knew it was going to be good. How can it not be good? The people in there are too talented. But it was like a level above what I was expecting. It was awesome. Like, it was really, really quite a phenomenal match. And I'll never get over that dive Roman Reigns did. He's 40. How did he get so high? Totally nuts. Charlotte Flair versus the Judgment Day. Apparently there's no Alexa Bliss. Why'd I leave her out? I love the women's tag team division. I think I've been talking about this for ages. I don't know how other people feel about the women's tag team division, but it's never their fault that it goes bad. It's because WWE forgets to book anything. It happened when Raquel and Liv beat Bianca and Naomi. I get confused. I can't remember when Jade came and went. Then it happened again after this WrestleMania, where we did all the fun stuff with Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. We are back on track now. Like, Roxy and Raquel losing here doesn't matter, because they're a good team. Charlotte and Alexa just come out of nowhere. My gosh, they are super duper whooper fun. But we got to carry this on. The Kabuki Warriors in the background, we can do something with that. Raquel and Roxy shouldn't just walk away. That would make no sense. There's got to be some other teams. I mean, you could do something with Julia and Kiana James. I mean, don't do that. She's already got one belt. But we need to do more with this. And given the women can go wherever they want, SmackDown, NXT, Raw, it may actually get better than some of the men's ones. Like, I'm looking forward to this TLC match later, but anybody can win. Like, anybody can win. There isn't any real stakes in that sense, though it's probably going to be one of the best matches of the year. But I just love everything we're doing here. Like, I really, really do. I am super duper tied in. I don't even know why. I think it's because even though they get booked like crap, the people involved always come out swinging, and they keep they're like TNA, right? The TNA of champions. championship belts, you can't kill them, because every time you give them something, they will hit a home run. So it was just good. And we did the pretend, oh, Charlotte's going to kick Alexa after they had some miscommunication, but she takes out Raquel. And I think in the post-show, I haven't seen it, it's secondhand information, I think they called each other friends. So as I'm going to keep saying on all my videos, if you bought an Allies of Convenience t-shirt, you need to email WWE and ask for your money back. They're a great team. And continue it on. You can break them up eventually too. That's fine. I'll have a great feud as well. Give it some time. And also, I'd make Alexa Bliss the heel, and I make Charlotte Flair the babyface. I go back to the Alexa Bliss Nia Jax angle when Nia Jax was the bullied one. On paper, that makes no sense, but Alexa Bliss did such a great job. I tried to go back to that. When we got to Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn, I don't want to get too much into this because I would implore you to watch the What Culture stuff when I go through stuff sort of bit by bit. This is meant to be more like we're down the pub, down a bar having a chat. The story didn't make sense to me. Sami Zayn, even if he had bludgeoned this guy with a pipe, that wouldn't have proven anything by Karrion Kross. If somebody runs in here right now and hits me with a pipe, and I react in self-defense, I feel like my morals are still quite high, and I've done the right thing. It's a real shame, because Sami Zayn, I think, is tremendous. Karrion Kross, I think, is tremendous. Underrated to a fault almost, because he's so different, and I think all companies should embrace that, especially on cards like this. But the story didn't make any sense, and it kind of felt to me, I don't want to say this because I'm tying into stupid internet rhetoric, but it gets in my head. There's no point trying to pretend otherwise to you guys. I want to be honest. He hasn't signed a new contract, but again, it could be a work. Look at the Seth Rollins thing. And this did feel to me, maybe intentionally, because that is the story, that it was WWE drawing a line under the Karrion Kross and Scarlett stuff. Let's not continue, because I don't want anyone to lose their job ever, and I feel a little bit disrespectful talking about it. But it's the vibe I got from this match. I think Sami Zayn winning makes sense because this really is done now, this feud. You can't go back to it. It wouldn't make any sense. He should also be inserted into this Seth Rollins malarkey. Everybody should be going after this championship, and there should be friction between Roman, between Jade, between Sami, between Seth, between Punk, and between Gunther, really. I may have forgotten someone there. But that's 6 people in and around the World Heavyweight Championship is just going to make it feel more important. A couple of those guys could go to SmackDown, I suppose. But this is one of those wait and see. I didn't particularly enjoy it on the night. It wasn't bad. It just felt miscalculated. And these are 2 talented guys. So, I don't want to take pot shots or anything like that. But it didn't work as intended, and it got a little bit muddled. Which is exact opposite of how I felt about Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton, because we kept things so simple. I think we just said, go out there. Jade, you're really good at this. Tiffany, you're really good at this. We're going to give you sub 10 minutes. Get that stuff done. It'll be fine. That's what we did. We did the Jaded spot where Tiffany's foot magically went on the ropes. Sure, that was a bit over the top, but it's pro wrestling and it's fine. And Tiffany Stratton won clean. Do you know how much I like a champion winning clean? It doesn't hurt Jade. They had a fight and Jade Cargill lost. The idea now is, how does Jade react afterwards? What's her story? What's her promo? What does she say? Not enough wrestling promotions do this. I think we're so scared to beat people. WWE especially, that's why I do so many multi-mans. That's why I respect this so much. Jade Cargill's a massive star, and she just took an L. Well, what are you going to do now? That's the best thing about real sports, especially when you get an upset, like in the Premier League, soccer, football, however you want to call it. When a little team beats a big team, and all of a sudden the big team's been rattled a bit, well, how are they going to react next game? What's the manager going to say? Are they going to do some changes? You can do that with wrestling too. The best part being, you book it so it can go in any direction. So that I liked. That was just solid pro wrestling. And who knew that Jelly Roll and Drew McIntyre, other way around, Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, would be a wonderful roller coaster of joy. I'm in love with Jelly Roll. I think I'm going to download his album today. I don't even like his music that much, but I'm going to do it anyway to support him. Cares, tried hard, hit boss man slam on Drew, choke slam on Logan Paul, looked awesome. Took a crazy, honestly, along with Roman Reigns, the dive that Logan Paul did off the top rope, and he smashed Jelly Roll through Al in the announce table. Neither of them had to do that, right? I'm not talking about the people here. We have to focus on the in-ring work, otherwise everyone I've talked about today probably has some controversy in their life, some way more than others. I'm not trying to pretend otherwise, but I'm just letting you know what we're focusing on today. Logan Paul is a good professional wrestler. He just is. I don't care if he wasn't able, or if he isn't able to work on the fly. That's not necessarily what makes you a good professional wrestler in 2025. It makes you a good worker, but in terms of what the fans are responding to, that's something totally different. He is improving. I mean, Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are just goats by this stage. And Jelly Roll, for his first ever match, like, you could tell that, I don't want to be horrible here, but you could tell that he was brand new at it, like some of his footwork and movement, but that is being such an asshole. Like, he was great. He was so good. He took that crazy move. We did the whole 1980s, oh, I'm sorry, Jelly Roll, you can't continue. So he came in and took a hot tag where he hit all of those moves, and he took the pin after the Splash of the Frogs by Logan Paul. There was a time when a celebrity would have it written into their deal. I ain't taking no pin, like the Ghostbusters. I ain't taking no ghost. And he did it. That means he can come back and have a proper feud with Logan Paul. Between him, Logan Paul himself, Bad Bunny, and some probably other guys I'm forgetting right now, which isn't fair. Stephen Amell to a point too. I just thought this was everything that dumb, over-the-top celebrity matches should be. I had such a good time. I had so much fun. I don't know what Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are going to do now. They just hit finishes on each other over and over again. There's not much to say about it. You can argue it's shallow in that sense, but it doesn't need to be deep. Again, not everything needs to have the gravitas of a main event CM Punk taking on Gunther for the World Championship, but I'm all in on this Jelly Roll train. Again, I'm going to buy some merch. Is there WWE merch for Jelly Roll? I'm going to buy it. I'm going to download his music. I'll give him some money in the street if I ever see him, which would be weird. He definitely doesn't need it. Definitely is more rich than I am. But when you see someone having this much fun, even if you aren't into them, whatever they do, I find it mad that anybody could throw barbs at this dude. He made it. He's living the dream. Like, everybody would want to do that. I thought he did a tremendous job, and he lost. And losing here was the right thing to do. And that was essentially it for SummerSlam Night 1. Maybe I've missed something, but again, what culture? I'll have your back. It's a funny one. It was really good, but I don't necessarily think it felt like WrestleMania. I think I would have preferred it if we'd sort of moved some matches and just done a couple more here, then wrapped the whole thing up. I'm just not a big two-night guy unless it's WrestleMania. Not that I'm not enjoying it, and I love the fact we can come back tomorrow and talk about it, but it was a very fun time, and I think the whole Seth Rollins thing will help Raw. People will be intrigued. It will help CM Punk, because again, talking about losing, especially when a World Championship, he'll have all the emotion, and we got some title changes too, a couple of them, which is always nice. And the opening tag was that's what an opening match should be. Probably overwarmed up the crowd, to be honest, but you can get away with that in 2025. So, yes, I mean, a great start, a really, really good start. And Triple H, during the post-show, apparently said, you ain't seen nothing yet. He's a promoter. He's not going to say, oh, we peaked now. It's going to go downhill. So, again, take it with a pinch of salt. But I liked it. Big fan of SummerSlam Night 1. But I wonder what you think about it. So the comments are for. Drop me down there. I know a lot of you didn't like the Punk Rollins stuff. I said it again. I'll say it here. Power to you, my friends. Just let me know about it. We can have a chat. That's the coolest thing about wrestling is intellectual discourse. Not yelling at each other. Actually going, oh, that's interesting. I didn't see it that way. When you are down there, if you could like the video, share the video, subscribe, notification bell, that would rule. Click the video on the screen to get my thoughts on apparently the John Cena babyface turn. Do it before SummerSlam Night 2 and see how wrong I always am. We talked about Patreon. If you're into your fitness supplements, go to GorillaMind.com/Simon. You go to Simon, get 10% off. These are the best as far as I'm concerned. Pro Wrestling Tees, search for my name for my Baldy t-shirts and a lot of other Baldy t-shirts, as well as a big cartel. Simon316 to come yell at me on social media. Everyone else is doing it, so you may as well join in. Simon J. Miller on TikTok for more wrestling videos that are different to these ones, and Simon Miller on Cameo for personalized video messages. Did a marriage the other day. That was very, very cool. If you haven't seen it yet, enjoy Night 1. Enjoy Night 2. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about it. And that's it. Happy SummerSlam Day, my friends.